next mayor of Annapolis needs to be someone who can represent each and every citizen, each and every organization, and each and every community. And I can't think of anyone who could better do that and better serve the residents of Annapolis than Josh Cohen. And so the next mayor of Annapolis, Maryland, Mr. Josh Cohen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jenelle. This is, as Jenelle said, this has been a really tough week for a lot of us. And I want to start by thanking the Annapolis Democratic Central Committee for their vote of confidence. Chairman Nick Berry is behind me. This is not the way that any candidate wants to become a party's nominee. And I'm well aware that I was not the first choice of voters in the Democratic primary. And it's with deep humility that I accept this nomination. It is a tremendous privilege to have the opportunity to continue my campaign for change in Annapolis. And over the next 5.5 weeks, it's really just 5.5 weeks that we have, I'm going to be reaching out to voters all across Annapolis, particularly the supporters of Zina Pierre, Trudy McFall, and the other candidates for mayor, to seek not only the support of independents and Republicans, but to hold the Democratic Party together. I'm very happy to be running with a team of 7 outstanding candidates for alderman. And I'd like to recognize the incumbent alderman from Ward 1, Dick Israel, the incumbent alderwoman from Ward 3, Classy Hoyle, the incumbent alderwoman from Ward 4, Sheila Finlayson, the next alderman from Ward 5, Matt Silverman, the next alderman from Ward 6, Kenny Kirby, the next alderman from Ward 7, Ian Pfeiffer, and the incumbent and next alderman from Ward 8, Ross Arnett. I also want to recognize a couple others who are here. My friend and colleague on the county council, Jamie Benoit, is here. People ask me why I really decided to run for mayor, and just the thought of continuing to serve with Jamie for another year was really the thing that pushed me over the top. I also want to recognize former alderman and mayoral candidate Wayne Taylor. Thank you, Wayne. I'm very pleased to be running with my fellow candidates for Mayor Dave Portal and Chris Fox. I've spoken with both of them this morning. We all wished each other well. Dave actually called me last night to congratulate me on the nomination, and I called him back this morning. I spoke with him about 10 a.m., and he was actually just about to go out door knocking, so I was trying to keep him on the phone as long as I could. But, you know, Dave and I have a lot in common. We're both born and raised here. We served on the city council together. We're raising our families here. We both care about the city, and we were talking about this campaign. And even though we like and respect each other, there are certainly differences on the issues. And we talked about the fact that voters have a right to a substantive debate on the issues while we still keep it respectful. Dave certainly cares a lot about the city, but there are some votes he has taken that I think are not the right way for Annapolis. One of the issues that is critical as we look towards the next 4 years is reining in city spending, particularly the fact that we're in a recession right now. The last time that the city tax rate went down was 4 years ago. I was chairman of the City Finance Committee, and with the support of my colleagues, we were able to reduce the tax rate 2 cents. Dave has served on the Finance Committee every year since, but has not reduced the tax rate 1 penny, despite the fact that we're in a recession and families all over Annapolis are hurting. One of the things that's critical about good government is when you take a position to be clear and consistent and communicate well, whether you're taking a popular position or an unpopular position. Whether you're dealing with a huge issue like whether or not we want to legalize slot machines, or whether you're dealing with a relatively small issue like a sidewalk tax. Earlier this year, Dave voted to enact a sidewalk tax on every household in Annapolis with minimal public input. After the outcry ensued, after residents got these tax bills in their mailboxes and said, what is this? Dave reversed himself and rolled back the sidewalk tax. Just a couple months later, Dave voted to really jack up parking garage rates at parking garages all over Annapolis, again with minimal public input. And after the huge outcry, not just from residents but from business people who said this is absolutely the worst time to make it harder for customers to come downtown and patronize businesses, Dave again reversed course and rolled back the parking garage rates. It is time for a fresh start in Annapolis with a steady hand at the helm. For too long in Annapolis, our town has been needlessly torn apart by petty bickering and partisan rancor. As mayor, I will govern the city with civility and with respect. For too long, our town has been too passive as this economic recession has pummeled our businesses. As mayor, I will work aggressively with our businesses to reopen these stores and to jumpstart our economy. For too long, our city's spending has increased at a rate that is simply not sustainable. As mayor, I will restore fiscal discipline to our budgeting process. And for too long, we have read headlines about management mistakes, both large and small. As mayor, I will raise the bar for professionalism and transparency in city government. It is time for a fresh start with a steady hand at the helm. And I know politicians are not supposed to make a lot of promises, but I promise you this. If the voters of Annapolis trust me with their vote on November 3rd, the next 4 years in Annapolis are going to be nothing like the last 8 years. My entire time in public office, I have fought tirelessly to protect the character of our special community, to work to manage development and growth in a smart way that preserves the neighborhood character and preserves the pedestrian scale and walkability of our town. I have fought tirelessly to make sure we have a public school system that can provide a quality education to every child in Annapolis. I have worked to maintain fiscal responsibility, to hold back spending, to reduce the tax rate, to support local businesses, not just overall, but our special business communities in Annapolis, like the maritime industry, like our bed and breakfasts. I've worked to bring sanity to our transportation planning process so that before we approve new major development, we're thinking about transportation from the beginning, which is not just cars, but it's buses, it's walking, it's bicycling. These are things I have done my entire time in public office. This is exactly what our town needs, and with your help over the next 5 weeks, this is what I will continue to do as your next mayor. Thank you for this. All right. Good job.